Okay, Sonya, I know that your business is in many countries. You've been traveling with NHT a lot. You've been to Hong Kong, to here in Sweden. You've been to wherever.
I've been to California.
Turkey,
yes.
Prague. So, what would you say to someone who never attended a trip like this? What it means for you? What was the benefit? Can you share with us some of your memories from these trips?
Okay, my first trip, and I had only been in NHT Global a very short time, and we were just enjoying the nice products. We weren't really, I suppose, taking the business seriously. And my first trip was to Istanbul, and I would like to thank Garth Wright for coming to Ireland and encouraging my small team at the time to come to Istanbul, because when we got to Istanbul, we saw so many people. It was 300 or 400 people at the event, mostly Chinese and Russians. We got to meet so many people. We got to share so many things with them. But I think that was, our defining moment when we realized, hey, this is a serious business. So we started to take it a little bit more seriously and looked at building a network rather than just buying and selling products. So we went back to Ireland and we got busy, and our team started to grow. And the very next trip, or the very first trip I suppose I really qualified for, was an amazing, amazing trip. It was the 15th anniversary of NHT Global to Hong Kong. And I know at the time, I didn't think I could qualify. I hadn't made a plan. And it was when you and Maya came to Ireland, and they said to me, "Are you coming to Hong Kong?" And I said, "Oh, I didn't qualify." And Dolly sat down, took a look at my back office, broke it down for me, and he said, "You only need a few more distributors here." He says, "This is just 3 or 4 gold distributors or 1 or 2 platinums." And I'd never thought about it that way before. And in my head, I was thinking, I'm not sure I can do this, because there was less than 2 weeks to qualify. But then I thought, wow, Hong Kong, I've never been there, I've never even thought of going there, I would so love to go there. So I went crazy for the next 2 weeks, and thanks to you, I qualified. Thank you, Maya, for giving me the encouragement to do it. And if I thought Istanbul with 3 or 4 people was amazing, I was blown away when I got to Hong Kong, because there was 15,000 people at that event. There was an NHT Global City. I was just overwhelmed from the minute I arrived until the minute I left, but I have to say we met so many people there as well. It was great to see the doctors on stage. Ben Beckler was there, Fred. There were so many people there, listening to them on stage, listening to even products that we didn't have, and I'm like, when are we going to get those products? And I'm so thrilled that we have these ones today, the new products. But since then, I suppose I got really motivated for the incentive trips, and shortly after I was in Hong Kong, I qualified for another incredible trip, and that was California. And I mean, who go to California, all expenses paid, guys? It's just amazing. And that we were like VIPs from the time we arrived. We were picked up at the airport with drivers. We were brought to Universal Studios, VIP treatment. It was just incredible. But we got really close to some people there from Sweden. We got to meet some of Helen's fantastic team. And we got really close, and we were talking about, plans for Europe. And then the next trip I qualified for was Prague, your hometown, where Thomas and Garth also live. It was fantastic to be there with them. It was fantastic to do that treasure hunt. Antonella, that was a great idea, because it really brought us together. I mean, we got to know each other so well. I have to say the team I was on came last. But we saw other parts of Prague that the rest of them didn't see. And it was just incredible. But one of the things about, getting to all these trips and qualifying for them is that your team is growing and you are making money. And it's very important, and that's what we all want to do. So what a lovely way to be motivated. Get to Hong Kong, get to Croatia now. I'll be working on that as soon as I get down off this stage. It's just incredible. It's amazing to just grow your business and to just make friends with people from other countries. And myself and Helen, we're going to just build a big business in Europe, aren't we? Yes, so it's just amazing.
Thank you, Sonya. But please wait here. Don't go and chase people on the street. Stay here. It's going to be much.
Well, I'm very excited, but I'll try and contain myself.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Helen, I remember that the second time I went to Gothenburg, we sit in a restaurant and we had a beautiful chat for a couple of hours, and you told me your story, and it was like upside down, and I was pretty amazed about what you've gone through and which the situations which lead you to NHT. So could you tell us in a nutshell, what was it about before NHT and why NHT?
I probably can't.
Okay.
Not in 5 minutes, but what I can tell you is that you're absolutely right. I've had ups and downs like you wouldn't believe. And I was searching for an MLM company for the last 5 years before finding NHT. I've been in the industry for a very long time, but then quit and did other stuff and so on. So I was looking for an MLM company, and during these 5 years, I've had so many different companies approaching me and wanted to show me different businesses. And there was always something that I didn't like, or there was something wrong. And there are 5 specific things that I'm looking at when I'm looking at a company, and I think everyone should. And the first one is the company itself. And to me, it's really important that, as you heard Joe Garcia was saying earlier, that a company is brand new, 90% of those will get out of business within 5 years. So that was the first thing when Dalibor contacted me on the internet. I was super skeptical, I can tell, you remember. And I'm like, okay, how old is the company? Because I was thinking in my mind, this is just another company that's popping up and disappearing, and I'm so tired of that. So, and he was, at that time, it was 14 years, and so he was telling me 14 years. And I was like, wow, 14 years, I've never heard of it. And it's approved in Europe. We have products, we have warehouse. Is this really for real? How can I miss this? You know, I've been searching for so many years. And then it was also, he was telling me it was publicly traded, which was very, very good for me. It wasn't a deal breaker, but almost, because I wanted a company where I can really know for sure that it was what they were saying that it was. So the company is number one. The second thing that I'm looking at in the company is the products, the product line. And the only product that I knew of at that time was the facelift. That was all we were talking about. And when I saw all these pictures, I saw the price for the customer, I saw the profit for the people that are selling it. Then I was thinking, if this is true, it's $1 million product. It's insane. I really couldn't believe it until I got the product home myself, tried it on a lot of people, and I saw the results for myself. But at that time, I didn't know that. I just saw the pictures, and then, so that was number 2, and it looked very, very good. So I was hoping and thinking that the product is good enough. And then number 3 was the compensation plan. If I'm gonna do the job, I wanna know that I'm actually getting paid for it, even though money is not everything, and I'm not in it for the money itself, but I love money, to be honest. I want a lot of it, so. But that's not what's driven me, but I really want a lot of money. So the compensation plan, at this time I was starting to really like the company, and I didn't want to do that because I knew I would find something that was wrong, something that wouldn't work, there would be some problems. So I had a guy looking at the compensation plan who I consider be in Scandinavia the best when it comes to binary plans. And this was the first time that I really understood how much I love this company, because I was scared that he was going to find something that wasn't good. So I was sitting there waiting, we had lunch, he was looking at it, and I was like, oh, I really, really hope he's going to enjoy this and say it's a good one. And he was telling me that this was the best compensation plan he has ever seen in a binary company. So I was, yes, awesome. So now this number 3 is great. Number 4 is the leaders and the support. And this was the first time that I wanted to talk to, this was Joe Garcia. And I was, I was not so much interested in what he had to say. I just wanted to feel him, like, is he an okay guy? And I was expecting, like, come on, let's join us, a little bit creepy. And I didn't feel that at all. It was the opposite. It was, I could really, really feel that he wanted me to join the company, but not for his sake. He wanted me to join it for my sake. And I could feel that big heart. And I just, after that, I felt this was like the major thing. Because if we don't have the right people, it doesn't matter how great the company is, how great the products are, how much money we make, if the people are not friendly or helpful. So that was number 4. And the last thing that I was looking for was the timing. And you've seen it all now. And I didn't know at that time that we were going to be number 1 in Fortune 100. But we are. And the company's growing like crazy. And I think that's really important. It's so important because you want to be in a company where you have momentum, where you have like things happening. And I think at that time, and also maybe even more now, is that we have the stability of an old company. We have everything that comes with an old company, but we are really, really first here, and we have the excitement of a new company. So I think we get both of the words, the best of both words here. So if I would look at the company right now, I would say it's even better timing than 2 years ago. Because now we have a lot in Swedish, Finnish, we have these new apps, we have so many more things, we have more products, and we are still just in the start. So I would say there are never a bad time to start with NHT, but it has never been a better time than right now. That's really what I think. So yeah.
Thank you, Helen. Thank you, Sonya. I remember that Dan, on one of his presentations, said that when you get started, you get motivated by your sponsors, and then when you build the business, you get inspired by your downline or your people in your team. And you are really true inspiration for me and for your team, so thank you very much, and thank you for joining us today here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.